Minister, at what point does predicted increase to population or dwellings or new infrastructure trigger a review of the the emergency service arrangements in that area, as they would do for a new school or a transport infrastructure?
It depends on the circumstances of the area. There's triggers that you probably have to ask the Minister for Emergency Services, might be individual agencies. However, the government continues to work with emergency services, whether they be SES in terms of flooding, fire services and the like, to make sure that we continue to invest. In fact, the other day, last week, I was able to announce, as part of an additional $60-odd million in infrastructure spending, the acquisition of a new site for a new fire station in northwest Sydney. So these are continued work. The government's indicated further acquisition of land in the Aerotropolis for firefighting. I've already ruled out a number of potential residential blocks in northwest Sydney that would have been too high in terms of the level of risk they would have carried for flooding, on the advice of the SES. So, and the government is going through a process at the moment, because we're the first government to have developed and published a state disaster mitigation plan, or state disaster adaptation plan. Sorry, and the local disaster adaptation plans on the back of that. So that's work that's ongoing, because it's evolving. It changes from coastal erosion through to flooding, through to fire and the like.
So would doing it like after the developments occur, wouldn't that lead to a significant increase of cost rather than have it part of the initial planning process?
Well, sometimes we're faced with doing exactly that because the previous government didn't do it, right? So when we do, for instance, a good case in point will be the state-led rezoning process around a new station at Wallara, where we'll go and have a look at the capacity of emergency services in that area, and working with them, much like we do with schools, with hospitals, with all the other government services, because it's important.
Maybe you should have done that before you did the announcement, hey?
Point of order, Chair. Because I think you should call Mr. Feng to order. He's now repeatedly flouting your earlier rulings about interjections.
Thank you. I will ask the member to stop interjecting. Thanks, Mr. Fang.
Thank you.
As I was saying, if I could finish, because I was interrupted by the inane rantings of Mr. Fang.
Inane?
Minister, red rags and bulls
Sure.
don't.
He got
not
one,
in this
I got
room.
one.
There's
we're
enough
even
red
now.
in this
All
room.
right.
You didn't get one, champion.
So what we continue to do is, when we go through a rezoning process, or there's any exercise in changes to land use, of the continued expansion of communities, whether they be in the centre of the city or on urban fringes or in regional and rural New South Wales, we consider and consult with our colleagues as to the capacity of emergency services. It's why the RFS, the SES, Fire and Rescue are all part of our housing task force, which contemplates what needs to go along with and has a look at conditions that may be placed on development applications in certain areas.
Minister,